Hello and welcome to Goa 365's Face to Face. Now, this law and order issues all over the state, the way the police have been handling it, the procedures, the kickback from the people, from the aggrieved parties, from the victims, has been hitting the headlines with regularity nowadays. Now, with us is a known figure, a good friend of mine, Auda Viegas. Auda, welcome to our show. Auda has been part of this, women's issues, taking up women's issues, taking up lots of issues of the underprivileged, with liaisoning with the police and a variety of reasons, especially as far as women are concerned. So I would like her to go into nothing specific as such, but general, what is the situation that is faced by a victim when you go to a police station, and what should the police actually do to make the victim comfortable and to actually arrive at the truth and support the victim, instead of many times what they do is they support the accused. Or could you give us some details?
Yeah, I think where they learn policing, there should be, the first lesson taught to them should be about sensitivity to a woman's feelings and what she wants to say. When a woman goes to the police station, one must remember that is very difficult for her too. She's not going there because she wants to, but she's compelled to. That's the only place she can seek justice. And therefore I feel that in policing, the first lesson to be taught to the police is courtesy, sensitivity, and making a victim feel comfortable before they even ask her any questions or they judge. And I think the judgment should be the last part of it.
But ma'am, sorry to interrupt you, but you are saying should be the last part of it. But the way the police act in many times, this is the judgment comes first.
Yes, I agree with
Don't
you.
you think?
I agree with you, and that is why women are discouraged from going there. Especially, let's say, a domestic violence case. You know, a woman will bear domestic violence for ages. She will never go, because for her sindoor and her money is very, very important. Her husband is very important. Her relationship is very important. Her family, what they think of her is very, very, very important. After breaking all this in her mind, then she attempts to go to the police station. And what do they say to her there? It's normal, no, for your husband to beat you. All husbands have to beat you. What is the big thing? One slap, what difference it makes? It's not one slap. The slap, there are unseen pains, unseen hurts, irremediable hurts, for which she has come there. And if the person listens to her and hears her story, then she can get justice without judging her, without telling her what is the traditional approach. That's gone long ago. Today you can't talk about husbands beating wives and that's normal. It's not normal.
But more than normal, not normal now, these are norms, precedents, or whatever stupid traditions. The point is, the policeman, the policewoman, the woman, they are supposed to follow the law.
Exactly,
They are
exactly.
supposed to support the victim. They are supposed to ensure that justice, that the victim is comforted, and many times you don't even need to, file a complaint. You call the husband and you give him a strict shout, he will. But that is not done.
No, it's not done because they are part of this society. They've been brought up with the son importance. So they don't think, they don't think law. I feel that if they think law, then for them the priority would be, yes, she's been attacked. My duty is to protect her. So let me do whichever way. If I can call the husband and put fear into him and tell him, look, this is a relationship and you got to live together with her without harming her, without hurting her externally or internally, mentally, psychologically, financially or emotionally. If this is done, that's a law. What is domestic protection of women from domestic violence supposed to mean? It means that you protect a woman from any kind of harm. And that should be the duty of the policeman.
But now Goa is supposed to be a very progressive state. an educated state, a relatively very financially also. But do these things happen? Do these things happen on a quite a big scale? And is our families trying to suppress this? Is the society trying to suppress this? Are the authorities trying to? Is this you feel this is happening?
As a person who has worked for 30 years looking after issues related to women and children, I'd like to tell you that it's quite common. And it's only after years and years of suffering in pain and in silence, every sort of injustice, the woman will venture out of her home to report the matter. And it's happening because I also run the OSA South Goa. In the past 1 year, 10 months, there have been over 350 cases with us of domestic violence. I mean, that apart, this I'm talking about husband-wife relationship. Apart from that, there is a daughter-father relationship. Apart from that, there is a sister-in-law, brother-in-law relationship. There's a father-daughter relationship. So in all these relationships, if you do a study, yes, it's the underbelly of the system.
Very, very sordid underbelly, I must say.
It is. It is.
I mean, there are lots of instances.
There are.
And these are reported. You imagine how many are unreported.
These are, I'm not even talking about the reported ones. I'm talking about the ones that come to NGOs.
Okay.
Okay? Even those, you know, you have to counsel them. There has to be psychosocial counseling. There has to be awareness on their rights. Then only they may venture out and say, yeah, okay, I want to take this decision. I want to do this. I want to report the matter. And sometimes it is because of people who don't report that crime gets perpetrated. I think it is because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now moving on to another, we have seen many heinous crimes against women, assaults, rapes. Now some of the rapes, now two which I can recollect is Betalbati and I think Kolva. Now the rape happened, but it was not reported after it happened. The only time it was reported is when the extortion started for money. Why you think that means the woman, the lady who is basic, it's a very heinous crime. I would put it even beyond murder, because here you're alive but you're dead in many ways if you don't have counseling and it's hidden. But even then these victims are not willing to approach the police for justice, for help. Now does this show that the system has failed, that the policemen are failed, inefficient, useless, or basically they lack training, they lack will? What is it from your years of experience you can tell us?
What I feel is that reporting doesn't happen for various reasons. Yeah, one part of it is the police. What support they can expect, where the case will go, what will happen. This is one part of it. But the other part of it, do we encourage our children to decide? Do we encourage them? Do we teach them what is right and wrong? Do we support them when they want to go ahead? Or is it we who tell them, no, name of the family will get spoiled, name of your name will get spoiled, nobody will marry you. Why should nobody marry her? What did she do wrong? Rape is a crime.
An heinous crime.
And a heinous crime. So why should the girl get the stigma of it? And why does society not realize that unreported crimes are the cause of further crimes? Because once somebody escaped, now let's say in the Betalbati case, that guy has escaped, Ishwar Makwana. Where is he? We are asking for a long time, where is he? They keep telling us he is dead. And the victim suffers here in silence. The victim is here. When will she get justice? And what is justice ultimately? Something that's going to come at the end of the day? Or not at all?
Perception of justice, that it has to happen now.
Now.
What is the point? Like how in our courts there has to be the fast track courts.
Fast tracking for rape and trafficking.
3 months, 6 months. There is some time limit.
There is a time limit, but it doesn't happen because they are overloaded.
So what? It doesn't. If it is overloaded, that means the system has to change.
Exactly.
They have to. It's not a victim's fault that it's overloaded.
That is why we choose legislators. They are the ones who have to put systems in place so that law and order is maintained. That justice is not delayed, because if it's delayed, it could be denied. The woman could never. Now, Ishwar Makwana is gone. So where is he? Get him back. Let him face the damage that he has done to this girl. Let the girl get justice. And this is what I say. So how did he escape from a state that is so well educated, like you say?
Yes, but is this fine? There have been lot of issues that society is blamed for, no doubt. But ultimately, as we see now, if you break traffic signals in India, or if you break traffic laws in India, or if you spit on the streets in India, or if you throw garbage in India, you get away with it. You try the same thing in a place like Singapore or Dubai or the US or Europe, you get fined. Now Indians are everywhere, Goans are everywhere. When they go to those places, they don't break the laws. Why? Fear of the law.
Fear of the law.
Why is the society brilliant? Why society has to be? But here in Goa, you find people throwing garbage, you find people drinking on the road, throwing water.
You've said it.
Why?
You've said it.
So if the police, if the implementing agencies, my point is this, if the police, if the implementing agencies, if the legislators say no, follow the rules, follow the law, automatically society will be forced to do it.
But you
Don't
know how
think?
many of the legislators call up the police station to say, let him go, he's my man. Let her go, she's my person. I mean, when this happens, why do they interfere? These legislators are meant to make laws, respect laws, see that they obeyed, that the place gets law and order. And I don't just blame the government, the ruling party. It's a duty of every elected representative to see that law and order prevails in our land, to see that there is safety on the road, to see that laws are obeyed, to see that every individual, every citizen is protected, to see that, now let's say verification, police keep screaming, let there be tenant verification. Where is it?
Nothing.
Okay, one side is the police are not, like you asked me like rightly last time about the beat police. Are they doing their work? Are they reporting what's going on in their locality? And if they are reporting, then others who sit at the police stations silent about it? They allow it to go? So these are the issues that need to be addressed. Unless these issues are addressed and systems are put in place for checking every person. Now if you are put in charge of something, there should be a check on you. You should not be let free to do what you like. I should check on you. I put you in charge of something. I put you in charge of a particular locality. You come and report back to me. This is not happening.
Fair enough. Now, procedures also, many times, many of these procedures are not happening. Now, for example, let's take a case say the case which happened in, say, Kalangut. Recently, the body was found. Procedures are at fault. Postmortems did not come in time. Yesterday you went and you and the father went and filed a case of murder. So why is this training? And because the procedures are not happening, have not happened, why are you feel? Do you feel that these people who are breaking the law? Basically, if you don't follow a procedure in a murder case or in any other case, you're breaking the law. You're abetting. You're abetting the crime. So why that
has any
not been
policeman been punished for abetting crime? Like, look at this Siddhi Naik's case. Okay, her body was found. What would be the normal thing to do is to bring the forensic van there, or bring 108, take her to the nearest health center, check whether she is dead, call the persons who have complained that their daughter is missing, ask them to identify if it's their daughter, and everything should be done by taking circumstantial evidence into this. Circumstantial evidence was ignored. Not only that, you remember how Mahanand got away with 16 crimes?
16 crimes.
More than 16 crimes?
Yes.
It's because the police failed to preserve the viscera and the swabs or any other identification or DNA of the victim. The same thing has happened in Siddhi's case. Neither swabs are taken, no viscera is there, and this came to light only after I saw the post-mortem report. I got it analyzed by a doctor to get the feedback on what was wrong with that. See, there are marks on the body. There's sand near her vocal cords, just here. There's no water in her stomach. How can a doctor just say, come to a conclusion that it is a suicide? And where have you seen people leaving their clothes behind and jumping?
I have not heard at least.
I have also not heard.
Never, never.
And
Plus her hair was tied in a bun still. And if she's in the water, I mean, would it remain? I don't know.
The rubber band would not remain.
Yes.
And no one can say the rubber band. And I can't say this, but an undergarment is more elastic than anything. That would have gone off first. How can you ignore a thing like this? And how can now this case gets, let's say it's not investigated properly, so probably nobody will be punished. Then this is an encouragement for the next criminal to commit a crime, or the same criminal to commit another crime like this.
No, but suppose if nothing has been kept by the police, the SP came within a couple of hours and said that she was depressed. I don't know from which medical college has given him a degree of a psychologist.
Is he a psychologist?
Yes, I don't know. We have to check whether he's a psychologist, whether he's got
Is he a psychologist?
But how?
Is anybody authorized to make declarations of this
To
sort?
spoil somebody.
You are saying she's depressed. How do you know? You don't know the person at all. How do you come to a conclusion like
And they're
this?
saying the father has said that no foul play. Who is the father to decide whether there's foul play or not?
And even if the father says it's no foul, there is no
who's he
foul
to
play,
decide?
I think it's a duty of the state to protect the rights of the living and the dead.
Yes.
So where did they protect her rights?
They have not.
Where did they protect them?
In fact, I think the parents and the relatives have suffered more investigation and more hours at the police station than any suspects or any guilty. That means what is the police doing? The police have failed in the they have not collected circumstantial evidence. They have not collected any viscera is disappeared. No stomach contents have been analyzed. Now, what we need to know is how is it that they are going to investigate with this? We would like to know how the police are going to investigate after all the evidence is out.
Evidence is destroyed.
Yes. So that means who is the person who is going to be responsible for that? Is it the SP? Is it the DGP? Is it the PI? Have FIRs been filed against
And
them?
the doctors as well.
And the doctors. Have FIRs been filed against them for destroying evidence? It is a crime under
It's
IPC.
a crime under the law.
How? Fine. If not, has an inquiry been constituted about this negligence?
I feel that when they find a dead body, it is their duty to register it as a murder.
Yes. First.
And then investigate the murder angle first.
Especially when they find in such circumstances.
Funny circumstances.
Yes.
You don't find a body like that. You remember Scarlett's case?
Yes, I remember it very well.
I think this is a negligence on the part of the investigating officers, on the part of the police also, and in the part of the doctors as well. They are also responsible. Why did they not preserve? What the father says is not your problem.
Yes.
The father is not a part of your doctoring. He does not know. He's in a state of shock.
Yes.
I do not blame the father at all. I've lost my daughter. How can I tell you what I want to say? I'm stuck dumb.
Correct.
So I think that each one should be accountable for the lapses committed in this crime.
Now another thing also, a very funny thing the father was telling me just some time back. Now he's saying that when I went to missing person, then you have to wait for 24 hours. And then only then. So trafficking, you should know. Trafficking, kidnapping, within 24 hours you can reach the other end of the world. So what are the police doing? What archaic laws are they following? You take a girl, you kidnap a girl and wait for 24 hours. That means either there is some collusion with the traffickers, or the police don't know what they're doing, or the Home Department doesn't know what they're doing, or the government doesn't know what it's doing in these cases.
The Home Department needs to bring about a change in this thing of waiting for 24 hours.
Ridiculous.
And not only ridiculous, it's old fashioned to think the girl is gone with her boyfriend and she'll come back. This is what they tell the parents. She may have had a boyfriend, she's gone away,
The police
she'll come
should
back.
be booked. FIR should be filed against the police in this case. If this happened, don't
Exactly.
you think?
I think the moment you receive a missing report, you start your
Searching.
watchfulness.
Close the borders,
Your
close-
watchfulness. Close the borders. Check out.
close-
Send the photos everywhere, so that they don't get a chance to run away with the girl. She can be taken from here and abused somewhere else.
That's
So
right.
I think in an appealing to the Home Department to put this in the minds of the police that the moment they receive a complaint, it's their duty to search.
Why appeal? If they don't do it, they should be censured.
Yes.
They should be suspended.
I feel-
Now, I know
I feel-
that SP and the PIs have suspended a cop for pushing his car, which is in a bad sun condition. They have suspended for that. And for all this negligence, what's happened? Overnight, literally, when we carried the story of them pushing
Yeah, you
they
did.
suspended the cops. Now, that is ridiculous. Don't you think?
I think where action needs to be taken, they should act.
Absolutely.
And in cases like this, immediate action should be taken, because you can't allow a person's life to be endangered. You don't know where she's gone. You don't know what has happened. Probably, if they had to start searching for this girl, she would have been found alive.
So many cases like this. That now there is this girl who was lost from Sankwal. She went from the Margam police station. She's disappeared. She may be anywhere, but why is the police not searching for it? One. A second thing also, another thing I would like to add is that, see the way the police. There was a Russian, three. There were some Russian deaths. There was an Irish death also on the coastal belt. First they said unnatural death, suicide. Then after a few days they found somebody, murder. Now my point is, how is it y'all are closing all these cases by this? And then after that, at least they found.
Is it that they don't want to work, or they don't want application of mind, or who are you to say that it is a suicide or it is something else? You first investigate. First part is investigation, then the conclusions.
So find the truth, right?
Yeah, get the facts on record, get the facts on board, and then you decide what it is.
Follow the procedures.
Yes.
But this investigation is not taught to the cops, because
I
you
think-
don't have a
I
separate
think
investigation.
then-
Nothing.
I think they should go for orientation. All
Proper
cops who
training.
are going to investigate should be oriented, because trends of investigation abroad have changed, and we are still following an antiquated law. I think we should change our law according to the times. We
I
can't
think
follow old laws.
More than changing the laws, we have lots of laws. More than ensure that the people implement the laws, they are trained to follow the laws and keep up with this. But then we need more than society to change. Somebody has to push society. The laws are there. If only the government and the government department follow the law, ensure that everybody else follows the law. Goans in US, in Dubai, in Singapore, many
They're
of them,
following
they
it,
follow the law. Why can't we follow the law?
I
here?
think it is something very interesting I want to tell you. Those people who are coming from UK, they won't dare to spit in UK. They come to our airport and there they are spitting. So
They know.
this is because of our double standards.
See this. See our transport minister. He says that no, the fine should not be so high. Why? Who knows? One day you might forget to use a helmet on go, or put a seatbelt. I wonder when he travels in Europe, whether he roams around
I don't
without
think so.
this, and then he's not going to get away with the fine. I wonder. But this type of the
The
politicians.
mentality it is.
Yes, no, the politicians give the lead, and because their lead is bad, looks like, the people are
Exactly.
following. He's saying it. So why should we bother? I don't know. Maybe full things have to change. Mentality
Mindsets have to change.
Very much. Laws have to begin to be
And we
implemented.
also Goans have to act responsible. When we give our houses on rent to somebody, we have to report it to the police.
Verification.
Do the verification. We don't do that, and we put the life of the neighbor in danger.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Auda, for coming on our show. It's been interesting. Hopefully, some of these points could be taken by the authorities, and some improvements hopefully we can see. Thank you very much for coming on our
Thank
show.
you too.
And keep watching Goa 365.